We are back for another 4-star edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I can't promise you a 5-star show. Those are usually reserved for Fridays only, but we'll do our best. It is Thursday, 29th day of July, 2021. I'm Dan Kuntz. We have a lot to get to today. Significant amount of news. There are some new developments in the world of COVID and the Delta variant and how it's affecting folks here in North Central Washington. We'll have that when we get to news. In fact, our interview segment in the back half of the program is a very important, very informative conversation I had yesterday with Luke Davies, the administrator of the Chelan-Douglas Health District. He brought with him a font of information, and we're going to have that for you in the back half of the hour. You do not want to miss that interview. We'll have a little snippet of it during the newscast. And there's some crime involved in the news and fires and stuff. We got some stuff going on. Usually this time of the year, in the tail end of July going into August, the news kind of slows down. This year, it's actually accelerated. Sports, Seahawks training camp. They're at it. At the VMAC in Renton, we'll have some reaction from Coach Pete Carroll and some new Seahawks. We'll have that. Apple Sox baseball. The Bend Elks scored 3 touchdowns on the Apple Sox yesterday. It's a baseball game. We'll get to that. They got blown out. Mariners lost as well. Plus the obscure holiday today in history, some celebrity birthdays, a brand new opinion that you've never seen before from Mike Mad Dog Magnotti because we haven't aired it before. It is Thursday. Pause for Pets will be coming your way. Whisper the cat needs a home. Megan will introduce you to Whisper and lots to get to. It is 72 degrees, fairly clear skies. Let's start our business. And by the way, before we go any further, get ready for some heat. We got a heat advisory that starts at 11 o'clock this morning, and it goes all the way to 8 o'clock on Saturday. We're in for another blast of hot temperatures, nothing like we had a month ago when we were basically living in a blast furnace for about a week, but it's still going to be plenty hot for a lot of people. Right now it's 72 degrees outside of our studios. Relative humidity, though, is low. It's at 38. Normally it's right around 50 in the early morning hours, and then of course it dries out as the sun rises and the heat cooks up, so it's already off to a fairly dry start today. Only got to 93 yesterday. We had those unexpected clouds that came in, kept the heat down, so we weren't even close to our forecast high, but we're not expecting any of those high clouds to waft through, which means we're going to be pretty much kissing 100 and into the 100s for about the next 4 days or so. Again, details are coming up. Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley. All right, Megan gets to decide and I get to guess. Here we go. We are off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard of the Chelan Butte. Well, we're looking at the Waterville Plateau from the Butte camera. Seems a little hazy up there. And again, the farther north you go, the more you're going to be affected by the smoke and the haze from the wildfires to the north of us in the Mazama-Winthrop area. So that's why you see that milky haze up above the plateau there in Waterville. This is from our Chelan Butte camera, by the way. If we took that camera and moved it to your left, you would slowly be able to see McNeil Canyon and then eventually Chelan proper. Still a great view there. I've always liked that shot. That's one of my faves. Camera number 3. We're off to Cashmere. Hello, Cashmere. How you doing? Shadows are getting a little longer. You know, we're losing about 2 minutes of daylight a day now. Sunrise is after 5:30. We're going to be below the 15-hour mark. As a matter of fact, by the time we get to the weekend, Steins Hill to your far right, way off in the distance is the Alpine Wilderness area, and sitting there is Cashmere doing its thing. And camera 4, whatever thing Cashmere is that it does. Number 4, we're back off to Billy Goat, where things are looking pretty nasty up there. In fact, while we're at it, I'll go ahead and take a look at the air monitoring network from the Washington State Department of Ecology. Near the fires, that's actually better. It was close to that 500 mark, which is just plain hazardous, but right now in Winthrop, you're at 290. It's still very unhealthy, but it's better than it has been. And again, that's not quite what you're looking at. You're looking at where the Methow meets the Columbia River. In Twisp, it's at 172. In Omak, it's at 91. Can't quite see Omak. It's still not particularly healthy, but it's still better than it has been. And this is the time of the day when the smoke is at its densest, and as the day progresses, the smoke has a tendency to rise further up in the atmosphere, and the air quality gets a little bit better. But as you can see, looking from our Billy Goat camera, looking out towards Brewster, Bridgeport, and places up north in the Omak-Okanagan area, it's still pretty nasty. Just a little bit of blue sky at the very top of your screen. Nice work from Megan. It's 5 minutes after the hour. Heat advisory, yep, for everybody in eastern Washington. Here we go again. Gonna get hot. We're gonna be just right around 100 today, 100, 101, maybe even 102. We're off to a warm start at 72 already. And then we're gonna be into the hundreds on Friday, Saturday, and then we cool down on Sundays. Saturday looks to be the hottest day of this warm period. The heat advisory goes from 11 o'clock today through Saturday night at 8 o'clock, so it's going to be just plain hot. If you don't have air conditioning, it's not going to be very pleasant, and our overnight lows will be very, very mild. High pressure will be large and in charge, and it's going to be centered right over the state of Washington. Now that we got that out of the way from the National Weather Service, take a look at a lot of yellow dots. Sunny and hot today. I'm thinking right around 100, but we could get up to 102. Look at the overnight lows. 74 tonight, 78 Friday night into Saturday. That's just plain warm. Certainly mid-hundreds, 105, 106, 107 possible on Friday and on Saturday. Now, Saturday night, clouds will start rolling in. By Sunday, the humidity is going to go up. The clouds will be thickening up. Could even see some rain, which we need bad. It would be light rain if it happens at all in the Wenatchee Valley. As you can see, cooler with a high of 94, but it's going to be high. It's going to feel sort of muggy-ish. It's going to be more like Tampa and Nolens as opposed to Wenatchee, where we have the dry heat. And then on Monday, just a few clouds, no real rain, high of 93. Then we go right back to Tuesday and Wednesday, back to sunny and hot. By the way, of course, Sunday is the first day of August. So get ready for some hot temperatures today, Friday, Saturday. We cool down on Sunday. Could even see a thunderstorm. We'll know more in 24 hours when we visit you on Friday. 7 minutes after the hour, after a quick 1 minute break, we'll have your headlines on this Thursday morning. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
Happy summer from Collins Fashions in downtown Wenatchee. We are truly prepared for warm days with shorts, skirts, capris, short-sleeve tees, tanks, and sandals. We have special occasion dresses, jumpsuits, tops, and slacks for your upcoming event. Our Tommy Bahama department for men and women are summer favorites. New fall fashions are arriving daily. Brighton is releasing new summer collections of jewelry and handbags to enhance your wardrobe. We have amazing service and selection at Collins, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
9 minutes after the hour, 72 degrees outside of our studios. We'll be into the lower 100s today, right around 105 or so, they tell us, on Friday and Saturday with a heat advisory that begins later on today, goes all the way through Saturday night. Clouds will be arriving with maybe even some rain and cooler temperatures come Sunday. And here are your headlines. Rising case rates in Chelan and Douglas counties have led to a new high in COVID-19 hospitalizations. 24 people under care at Central Washington Hospital as of Tuesday. That's the highest number since January. New positive tests, they're on the rise. The two counties now have a case rate of 199 per 100,000 members of the population for the week ending July 25th. Health officials continue to encourage vaccination, masking, and social distancing that bring the coronavirus under control. The county health administrator says the spike in the new COVID-19 cases in Chelan-Douglas counties in the past couple of weeks is being driven by the Delta variant of the virus. Luke Davies of the Chelan-Douglas Health District, I had a chance to sit down with him yesterday at the Town Toyota Center. I asked him why we're experiencing yet another wave of COVID-19. And by the way, my complete interview with Luke will air in the back half of this program.
Yeah, our cases have tripled in the last 3 weeks. and that's with our incredible vaccination rate that we've had in Chelan and Douglas County of our eligible populations. And that just shows you how virulent this new Delta variant is. It is about 4 times as infectious as the original COVID-19 wild type, is what we call it. And it is, I like to think of vaccines kind of like Red Rover. If you've got a vaccinated group, you've got a line of protection between individuals who are unvaccinated or are vulnerable. And this Delta variant is just blowing through the vaccine lines and creating havoc in our unvaccinated communities.
Again, my complete conversation with Luke Davies will air in the back half of this show. You don't want to miss it. Kids 12 and up in the Wenatchee Valley, they could be doing better when it comes to their COVID-19 vaccinations. The State Department of Health says in Chelan County, 36% of youth aged 12 to 17 have initiated the vaccine protocol. In Douglas County, that figure is just 25%, and youth vaccination rates for kids in Okanagan and Grant counties are even lower at 22 and 19%, respectively. Health officials are warning that eligible kids who return to school this fall without the vaccine have a substantially greater risk of getting infected. Governor Jay Inslee announced yesterday, of course, as you probably know, with or without vaccination, all students, all teachers, and all staff in Washington schools will have to mask up when the academic year gets started come September. A recreational vehicle caught fire Wednesday right in the middle of downtown Leavenworth. Tied up traffic on Highway 2 for more than an hour. Chelan County Fire District 3 says they were called shortly after 3 p.m. to extinguish the fire on the westbound vehicle, which stopped near the highway intersection with 9th Street. Crews were able to control the fire fairly quickly. No injuries were reported. Lawyers say one of the 2 suspects charged in last year's murder of a Toppenish man in a Wenatchee apartment is likely to enter a plea. 26-year-old Brendan Kane Ripper, he's been held in jail since the shooting death of Jesus Manuel Garcia back on December 23rd. The East Wenatchee suspect is charged with second-degree murder, along with 47-year-old Shane Earl Hagan of Wenatchee. Ripper's defense attorneys told a Chelan County judge yesterday they're ready to enter a plea in the case 1 week from now. Now, the details of the plea agreement aren't known. Wenatchee police say Ripper and Hagan were both involved in the shooting in the 600 block of Idaho Street that killed Garcia and left Hagan with a bullet wound in the leg. Both have been held in jail since that murder almost 8 months ago. The Moses Lake Police Department was again featured on the Discovery Network program Body Cam. This was on Tuesday night. This time, the program showed police body cam footage from the fatal shooting of a robbery suspect back on February 28th in Moses Lake. Of course, during that incident, as you remember, K-9 Chief was shot in the eye by the suspect. Chief later recovered but did not return to active duty. The program is still available, by the way, to watch on the streaming services Investigation Discovery or Discovery Plus. And Central Washington's 2 representatives in Congress are asking for drought relief for America's farms and orchards. Dan Newhouse of the 4th District and Kim Schreier of the 8th District signed on to a letter Tuesday to Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack asking for financial and technical aid amid this year's historic drought and heat wave. They say Northwest cherry growers have already lost an estimated 20% of this year's crop, and similar damage is expected in other fields of agriculture. Senators Maria Cantwell and Patty Murray also signed off on that letter. That's headlines. At 14 minutes after the hour, if my trick knee is any indication, and it's been right all week, we're in for another busy news day today, but that's why we have Cal and Uriah and Grant and Jefferson and the crew that do these things, gathering the news and disseminating the news, and at 5, 6, and 10, we broadcast the news. And with the preview, here's the anchor, Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, NCW Life's Megan McPherson will have our weekly Pause for Pets feature with the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Possibly record-setting temperatures headed our way over the next few days. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom has the latest on the Apple Sox and the Mariners. That and all the day's news coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. Don't forget, if you got a news tip or you just want to drop us a note, we try to make it as easy as possible for you. It helps if you have an internet connection. Just throw that out there. If you don't, you can call us. You can see the number at the bottom of your screen. Our Facebook page, our email address, and our website, our homepage are all ways, all tools you can use to drop us a note. All right, going to take a break. When we come back, Seahawks, yay! Mariners, Apple Sox, Sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
At Wenatchee Power Sports, we proudly offer the Polaris product line. Polaris builds the highest quality side-by-side in the industry, with off-road capability that's second to none. The Polaris pre-order program allows customers to purchase the vehicle they want without having to select from limited dealer inventory. The Wenatchee Valley has year-round access to some of the best ORV trails in the Northwest. Start your adventure here at Wenatchee Power Sports.
Kids are resilient. I just love their energy. They bounce back so quickly. I love the stories they tell. I love just their charisma, their character. I love to see that subtle smile that you pull out of a kid, when you start talking with them about something they really like. I just love what I do, and I can't imagine I would be as happy doing anything else.
17 minutes after the hour in sports, for the first time in 577 days, yes, Eric did the math, the Seahawks played in front of the 12s. Yesterday, about 2,500 fans turned out for the first day of Seahawks training camp presented by Safeway. It was the first time since a Sunday night loss to the 49ers back on December 29th of 2019 that people were able to watch anything Seattle's NFL team does in person because of COVID. Coach Pete Carroll, needless to say, pretty happy to have the fans back.
It's really a thrill to come back and get going again. Just to get in this setting, and you guys are part of the setting too, but seeing some fans come out and just have some fun with them being here just reconnects the thought of, we play in front of an extraordinary loyal following, and we're so fortunate that the 12s are ours, and so we can give them a little bit. We got to stand at the yellow line over here. We can't go over there and even do an autograph yet. But just the fact that they're here and extending the message on through how excited our guys are to play here and play at home and get back to our place, Lumen, and really light it up and have some fun playing football. So there's a lot of excitement. The guys are charged up. They haven't had too much football coming in, and with the way the offseason went. And so they're really hungry to be part of it, and the energy is great, and so we're off to a good start.
For defensive end Carlos Dunlap, it's the first time he's ever practiced in front of Seahawk fans. You remember he was traded. He was sent to the Seahawks in a deal with the Bengals during the pandemic.
It was amazing. This many guys on the first day when, we're still not in pads is, amazing to see, to be so far but yet so close. It's the start of something. It's a lot better than last year, pumping crowd noise through the speakers.
Dunlap returns to a lineup that has a ton of pass rushers. Remember, the Seahawks had some off-season acquisitions. They brought in Alden Smith and Kerry Hyder, and Dunlap says he's never seen this much talented depth before.
I've never had an experienced group like this with this many career sacks under the belt. Typically I've been the lead dog, but playing with a guy like Alden, who's always, led the league multiple times, having a guy that's Kerry, having young Puna who's hot. We got a lot of young players and a good mix from a variety of position and a lot of depth. I think we got the most experienced players depth at our position. Normally it's, young players who are aspiring to, be starters, but no, we have starters who are, coming in and taking on roles. So, it's going to be interesting. Day one was a good start.
Strong safety Jamal Adams is in camp. Despite the lack of a new contract, Coach Pete Carroll says we're working on the details. In the meantime, we have to bring him along because he had a lot of surgeries in the offseason.
Conversations have been ongoing for some time and been very amicable. He's in a good place. They've worked really hard to this point. I'm very hopeful that it's going to get taken care of here soon, very soon.
Is that why he's not practicing?
Well, he's got some stuff that's in question. He had shoulder surgery and he had surgery on both hands, and so he's got some stuff that he would be working anyway. He's getting work here. He wouldn't be working yet, so it's okay at this time right now.
Training camp continues today. You can actually watch it on television if you have nothing better to do. Q13 Fox is televising Seahawks camp. You can also watch live interviews through the Seahawks YouTube page. Mariners finished up their 7-game homestand on a losing note yesterday afternoon. They lost to Houston. The final was 11-4 at T-Mobile Park. The Astros got Yusei Kikuchi early and often, 4 runs on 7 hits and 5 innings of work. Manager Scott Service said, hey, Houston's lineup is tough and Seattle's pitchers just couldn't keep up.
Obviously not the way we wanted to wrap up a very positive homestand. I thought our guys have played great here all week long, but today the Astros offense and what they were able to do, they just keep grinding at bats. And I actually thought Yusei Kikuchi threw the ball pretty good today. They got single runs there in the second, third, fourth, and fifth. The pitch count got up high there, longer extended inning in the second inning, but his stuff was not bad at all. It's a tough offensive club, and when you get opportunities, and we had one error in the one inning that hurt a little bit. The pitch count starts to go up after that, and they were honest, and unfortunately our bullpen could not hold them down today. It's been one of the keys for us. If we get down a couple runs early in these games, our bullpen has been able to put up zeros to give us a chance to come back in it.
The lone bright spot for the Mariners, and he's been playing good all year long, Kyle Seager in the bottom of the 6th. The Mariners are down 8-0.
Seager tags this out to right field. He has got deep again. Seager has homered in every game this series. His 21st this year. 409 feet, exit velo of 104.
Mariners are off today, and then it's a long road trip, a 10-game road trip. And they'll get going with the first of 3 games in Texas tomorrow. All right, to the scoreboard we go. Matt Chapman hit a 3-run home run, and Elvis Andrus was 3 for 4 with a couple of RBIs to lead Oakland to a 10-4 win over San Diego. That pushes the A's lead over the Mariners in the wild card race to 2 games. Arizona only got 3 hits, but 2 of them were home runs. That was enough. Diamondbacks beat the Rangers 3-2, and Shohei Ohtani, Justin Upton, and Max Stassi all homered for LA. The Angels used a 5-run 4th inning to beat Colorado 8-7. The Bend Elks used the advantage of several free passes, as in 20 walks, 17 walks and 7 hit batsmen. Ouch. 21-4 the final at Vince Jenna Stadium. The game started well enough. Wenatchee scored a run in the top of the 1st inning to take the lead in the game, and then, well, Riley Chestnut from the Apple Sox will fill you in on what happened after that.
Bend returned the favor, though, by sending 10 guys up to face starter Logan Mercado in the bottom of the 1st, scoring 5 runs to retake the lead 5-1 after 1. From that point on, Bend managed to score in every odd inning for the remainder of the game and put up multiple runs in each of those innings. As much as Bend produced hits, though, Wenatchee was equally helpful in hurting themselves. Tonight, Wenatchee walked 13 Elks and hit 7, a season high, including leadoff hitter Gavin Rourke 3 times. AJ Guerrero did hit his first West Coast League home run in the top of the 4th, and Aiden Selfridge managed to drive in 2 more runs for the Sox off a double to the right field corner in the top of the 6th.
By the way, the 20 free passes, 7 of those, either a hit batsman or a walk, came with the bases loaded. That's how you lose 21-4. Wenatchee tries to salvage the final game of the series tonight at 6:35. But then they're back home tomorrow night to begin a weekend series with the Northwest Star Academy. We will have that game right here on the NCW Live channel with our own Eric Granstrom on the call. Pregame tomorrow at 6:30. To the West Coast League scoreboard from yesterday. Let's see. Tayson Corio hit a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th inning, and that gave Corvallis a 6-5 win over Walla Walla. Alex Shanks, 2 for 4 with a home run to lead Yakima Valley to a 7-4 win over Cowlitz. And Matt Jew continues to play well for Portland. He collected 3 hits with a run and an RBI. The Pickles beat Port Angeles 5-1. Nick Brake worked 5 innings of shutout ball to earn his 3rd win of the summer. His ERA is .98. That's lower than a Gophers baseman. There are only 4 league games on the schedule tonight. You got Wenatchee at Bend, Walla Walla at Corvallis, Cowlitz at Yakima Valley, Port Angeles will be in the Rose City. And those are just some of the games that people are playing or scheduled to play on this Thursday. I had four, count them four, I mean four obscure holidays to choose from today. Three of them are food related. Today is National Chili Dog Day. Haven't had one of those in a while. That's one of those meals that kind of stays with you. Today is National Chicken Wing Day. Kind of like the chili dog, it stays with you. Today is National Lipstick Day. I no longer wear lipstick. Today is National Lasagna Day. Now, I love lasagna. Everybody loves it. Look at that. Just, ooh. I love to eat lasagna. I detest preparing lasagna because it is incredibly labor intensive. I mean, there's a lot of ingredients. You got your sweet Italian sausage, your ground beef, your tomatoes, your tomato sauce, your onions, your garlic, your spices, your cheese, more cheese. You got to layer it all in there. I'll eat it. I just won't make it. That's all there is to it. By the way, lasagna is actually plural. Lasagnes, lasagne means one sheet of pasta. So lasagna is plural, if that makes sense. I don't care. It's still good. And of course, lasagna is one of those dishes that not only can feed a tremendous amount of people, but it has a long shelf life. I mean, you can make a big old lasagna, you let it cool down so you can eat it, and you cut it up there, and then whatever you don't eat, you can wrap it up and stick it in the freezer, and it's good to go for a long time. Again, I love lasagna. I just don't like preparing it, so I have other people who like me prepare it for me, and then I just eat it. I'd be more than happy to pay top dollar for a good lasagna. My sister Kathy makes a great lasagna. Her little secret is, it's all the traditional ingredients, but she uses the traditional red gravy, the traditional spaghetti sauce, but she mixes it with barbecue sauce, adds a little tang to it. Quite good. Happy National Lasagna Day. Am I drooling? I just drooled at my paper. 27 minutes after the hour, I'm an Olympic nut. We'll talk about the Olympics again. The games of the 14th Olympiad began on this date 73 years ago after a hiatus of 12 years. They had the Berlin Games in 1936, then they had a war in 1940, and a war in 1944. So finally, the Summer Olympics are back. They were held in London because nobody else really wanted to hold it, and they held it in London because London already had all of the facilities ready to go. So they said, well, London, you get to have it. By the way, if you lose a war, you don't get to come to the Olympics. Germany and Japan were not invited to participate in the games. By the way, the Soviet Union, they were invited. But they said, no, we're not coming, but we're going to send some observers to see how it's done, and then we'll show up in Helsinki in 1952. And they did. Art competitions were medal events for the last time at these Olympics. Yeah, they used to have art competitions in sports related. You would do sports architecture, sports-related painting, sports-related music, sculpture, literature, and they awarded medals for that back then. They don't do that anymore. This was the last time they did that. This is a great story. July 29th, 1973, 48 years ago today, Led Zeppelin was playing their third and final concert of a 3-night stand at Madison Square Garden. It was also the last of their 33-date North American tour in the summer of 1973. While they were on stage at Madison Square Garden, somebody accessed the safe at the Drake Hotel where the group was staying in Midtown Manhattan and made off with the group's share of the gate receipts from the shows of the previous 2 nights. A little over $200,000 was stolen from the safe at the Drake in cash. The tour manager, Richard Cole, the man who discovered the theft, along with an employee of the Drake Hotel, he was originally questioned and suspected by the police as being the guy who stole it. He was later exonerated. Whoever it was that stole Led Zeppelin's $200,000 in gate receipts in cash from the Drake Hotel on this date 48 years ago has never been found. And finally, this is the 40th anniversary of the wedding of Prince Charles and Lady Diana. 700 million people worldwide watched Charles, the Prince of Wales, and Lady Diana Spencer get married at St. Paul's Cathedral in London. It was 40 years ago today. I believe we have a copy. That is my actual invitation that I received to attend the wedding. I couldn't go. I had other plans. I sent him a toaster. Said good luck. How many people attended the wedding at St. Paul's Cathedral in London? 3,500 guests. That's a lot of people. Diana's famous wedding dress was valued in today's American dollars, Diana's wedding dress, $48,000 for a dress you're going to wear once, we're assuming. And by the way, they had 27 wedding cakes. You got to hand it to the Royals. They knew how to do that. When it comes to pomp, they're good at that. Bottom of the hour. That's my personal invitation. I couldn't go. I had other stuff going on. Can't remember what it was. Baseball or something. The great Charlie Christian, born on this date in 1916, the very first solo electric guitarist. He gained fame in Benny Goodman's great band of the late 30s and early 40s. In the world of jazz and in the world of music, the guitar was a rhythm guitar, and it was in the back. It was in the back, and that's what you did. Charlie Christian amplified the guitar, made a single string kind of a theme out of it, and it was the first solo electric guitarist, and a darn good one. Unfortunately, he contracted tuberculosis and died at the age of 25. But if you want to go back to the history of electric guitar, and the first guy who really played the guitar as a solo instrument and made it sound good, it's Charlie Christian, a musical legend, born in this date in 1916. I miss Peter Jennings. World News Tonight with Peter Jennings was appointment viewing with me back in the day. I never missed it. Peter Jennings was the anchor of World News Tonight from 1983 until his death of cancer in 2005 at the age of 67. He was a high school dropout, but he became one of the most famous broadcast journalists of all times. He was Canadian, of course, by birth. He became an American citizen in 2003. He was on the air for an extended period of time after the September 11th attacks in New York City. He helped the nation through that terrible, terrible time by being on the air almost nonstop for close to a week. The stress got to him, and even though he had quit smoking 25 years earlier, he took up the habit again because of the stress, and he died of cancer. But we miss Peter Jennings, a class act all the way around. And Ken Burns, the great documentary filmmaker, is 68 years old today. First gained fame with the film The Brooklyn Bridge in 1982, then The Statue of Liberty, a fantastic movie followed that, and then, of course, the Civil War, his documentary on baseball, on jazz, on country music, on the Roosevelts, on the Vietnam War, on World War II. Ken Burns, who's currently working on another documentary as we speak. He is 68 years old today. 32 minutes after the hour, still to come, a very important and informative conversation with Luke Davies, the administrator of the Chelan-Douglas Health District, plus a brand new opinion from my Mad Dog McNaughty. But first, Whisper the Cat Needs a Home is Pause for Pets with Megan McPherson.
Hey everyone, Megan here with the NCW Life channel. We are here with Haley at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and Whisper is joining us this week. Can you tell us about Whisper?
Yeah, so Whisper is a 4-year-old adult cat. She was an owner surrender to us because she did not get along with the other animals in the home. So the home that she is looking for is where she is your one and only. She is a very sweet, lovey girl. As you can see, I put her in my lap and she's staying right here. So she does like to snuggle. Ooh, kisses. Sometimes she gives kisses. She's very sweet. She does have a really unique meow that I think is like the cutest thing ever. And yeah.
And what should someone do if they want to adopt Whisper?
If they want to adopt Whisper, they can come on down to our shelter. We are open 7 days a week, and we do have a quiet hour mid-week, Monday through Friday from 1:30 to 2:30. So if you come during any of our other open hours, you can come on down and meet Whisper.
Okay.
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
What you're doing is ridiculous.
Well,
I mean, you might as well throw up a screen door to block the summer smoke.
sometimes it gets
When we
warm.
breathe in the wildfire smoke, we are ingesting hazardous chemicals such as acetic acid and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. A lot of bad stuff, okay?
Well, yeah, that's why we...
Cardboard ain't gonna cut it.
So,
Go to chelanpud.org/save today.
You're in Ford country, land of Pat Armstrong, Ford Lincoln.
When I went to visit them, there was absolutely no pressure. It's the first time I felt that in a car dealership. Normally you get in there, you're uncomfortable, they're trying to upsell you, trying to sell you insurance or extended warranties. This was no pressure, I got exactly what I wanted. If you're buying a new car or truck, I highly recommend anyone visit Pat Armstrong Ford in Lincoln.
You're in Ford country.
How much are you paying for adult family or assisted living? The Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments for one affordable price. They are diligent with their cleaning and sanitary standards to keep all residents healthy. Residents enjoy good food and excellent care in a relaxed home-like environment. Rooms are now available, so call ahead for a tour and see if the Epladolin is the right choice for you. Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living in Cashmere. Affordable care.
Hey folks, Carrie here from Blueberry Hills, here to welcome you back to all the delights of both indoor and outdoor dining. As things continue to normalize, you can expect the same great experience that's made Blueberry Hills a true family favorite for the last 20 years. We've added a few new items to the menu, but not to worry, because we're still serving up your old favorites too. So come on out to Blueberry Hills, where people fall in love at the very first bite.
Green Motion e-bikes have rolled into Wenatchee. We've got fun, affordable e-bikes for the whole family. Portable e-bikes that fit right in the trunk of your car. Fat tire mountain bikes plus unique vintage style bikes you won't find anywhere else. Get some exercise with pedal assist or just cruise up to 20 miles per hour with the throttle. Starting under $1,000, Green Motion e-bikes are affordable fun for the whole family.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, located in East Wenatchee, offers terrific views and challenging play for golfers at every skill level. From the golf course to the grill, you don't need to be a member to dine in style and play golf too. Highlander's well-groomed fairways and greens keep it difficult, yet friendly for your regular rounds of golf or a new destination for you and your out-of-town friends. Contact the Highlander Pro Shop today to schedule your tee time, outing, or tournament. Open 7 days a week, where everyone is welcome to play and eat.
Hey, this is Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, during USA discussions regarding gun control, there was a people's organization, not a government agency, which supported the following legislation: prohibitive taxation on the ownership of automatic weapons. They supported mandated licensing for handgun dealers, waiting periods for handgun buyers, mandated licensing for others who sold guns, requiring permits for carrying concealed weapons, and a licensing system for gun dealers. Wow. Well, you know the name of that organization? The National Rifle Association. Yep, the NRA, which supported the 1934 Federal Firearms Act. Interesting, isn't it? This is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and that's my opinion.
Are you ready to freshen up your home? Boswell's expansive 2-story showroom is filled with high-quality furniture that's always discounted to give you their best price every day. Boswell's is receiving new furniture deliveries each week, so you'll be sure to find just what you need for your home without the wait. Complimentary design assistance and free local delivery. Superior customer service and the best value for your money. Start at Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
Crystal's Restaurant and Lounge in Leavenworth has a warm environment to enhance your dining experience. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Crystal's Intimate Lounge is a wonderful place to relax and dine with beautiful views of the mountains. Do you have a special occasion coming up? Call Crystal's to reserve their event space. Whether your event is grand, intimate, or casual, Crystal's provides unforgettable food and superb service. Crystal's Restaurant and Lounge, proud to be serving fabulous food and drinks.
Today, we're doing some employee development with our technicians.
Today, we're going to learn how to give our home a hug.
It's not just a motto, but a unique way that Patriot technicians care for your home.
Oh, no, come on. You really got to get in there and get your arms around it, give it a good embrace. All right. Hey, good job.
I think the training is going really well.
Heating and cooling will give your home a hug.
Make being home fun again. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa has just what you need to bring fun back into your backyard. We have a wide selection of artesian spas and swim spas, new and used to choose from. We are happy to announce we are now selling Rainbow Kids play structures with 50 models to choose from. To help finish off your entertainment area, we have patio furniture and Komodo Joe grills. At Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, we have just what you need to bring family fun and entertainment to your backyard. Stop by today.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. Luke Davies has been on this show before. He is the administrator of the Chelan-Douglas Health District. You notice I'm not masked. He is. We're 6 feet apart. We've both been vaccinated, but you're wearing a mask, Luke, and you're wearing a mask for a very good reason. Let's start out with that. You're wearing a mask.
Well, thank you for having me. And yes, I am wearing a mask. CDC just put out a recommendation yesterday that individuals who are vaccinated and are not vaccinated are recommended to mask up indoors. And the reality is that we're dealing with the Delta variant, which is here in Chelan-Douglas Health District, as well as all across the state. We've been watching this ever since it emerged in India, and it's a different beast than what we experienced last year, and it is extremely contagious. And so right now we're putting out a public health advisory for individuals to vaccinated or unvaccinated to wear masks indoors. We recommend that if you're in a public space to go ahead and wear the mask, and we want to just make sure that we can interrupt transmission as best we can, and masks are a great tool to do that with.
How many hospitalizations at Central Washington Hospital, Confluence South? How many people are in the hospital as we tape this, and how many of them are vaccinated as opposed to unvaccinated?
As of Tuesday, we had 17 hospitalizations, which is 3 times as many as we had 2 weeks ago, and every single one of them is unvaccinated. 1/3 of the patients hospitalized currently are under the age of 65. And so with Delta variant, we are seeing that there is an increase in younger people being hospitalized for this. And part of it is because the viral load is higher, and the disease is affecting younger people more quickly than it has in the past.
And the latest numbers that we got from the Washington State Department of Health that you have as well, we're trending back in the wrong direction. We were looking good for a long time.
Yeah.
We flatlined for a little while there in May and June, and then now we're starting to go back up the ladder that we don't want to climb. Where your numbers are on that?
Yeah, our cases have tripled in the last 3 weeks, and that's with our incredible vaccination rate that we've had in Chelan and Douglas County of our eligible populations. And that just shows you how virulent this new Delta variant is. It is about 4 times as infectious as the original COVID-19 wild type, is what we call it. And it is, I like to think of vaccines kind of like Red Rover. If you've got a vaccinated group, you've got a line of protection between individuals who are unvaccinated or are vulnerable. And this Delta variant is just blowing through the vaccine lines and creating havoc in our unvaccinated communities.
Should those people who are fully vaccinated, either with the Pfizer, the Moderna, or as I did, the Johnson & Johnson one shot, should we be concerned? I mean, you think, I'm immunized, I can't get it now, right? I mean, what's happening?
So right now, if you are vaccinated, you may experience cold-like symptoms. I mean, coronavirus is the common cold. It's what it was prior to, it becoming so virulent. And so if you are fully vaccinated, as long as you don't have a vulnerability through like immunosuppressant or that kind of stuff, biggest concern is, you might get sick for a couple of days. We're still recommending quarantining for that, so you're not transmitting it to other people, but you're still very protected from severe disease. And so we're still recommending, we want to make sure we recommend to get people to get vaccinated in order to keep other people who are unvaccinated from getting it. So we are seeing transmission from individuals who are vaccinated. We are seeing breakthrough, but right now it's still the Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson are still very effective at preventing people from going to the hospital.
What is our vaccination rate within the Chelan-Douglas Health District for people who are eligible to be vaccinated? Are we at that magic 70% mark that we've talked so much about?
So Chelan County, for our eligible population, is about 68%, which is the best in eastern Washington. Douglas County is around 60%, which is about third, right behind Okanagan. And so, in the north central Washington, we're doing really well. Once you go over to Grant County, it's about 51-52% of the eligible population, and it's similar for Kittitas and Ellensburg area.
What's your message as the administrator of the Chelan-Douglas Health District for those people who haven't gotten vaccinated yet?
My recommendation is that if you're waiting to get vaccinated for FDA approval and that kind of stuff, I mean, we talk about natural studies. This is a natural study. When we see individuals who are primarily being hospitalized and they're not vaccinated, the risk is much more immense. And, a lot of us have returned to kind of our normal lives. People are taking vacations, people are traveling now. I myself took a little bit of a break. And so in order to get back to normal and be able to protect those around you, and reduce the amount of transmission that's happening, the vaccine still does that. But when you have pockets of unvaccinated people, it's just really going through them. The other thing too is that it's reinfecting people who've already had COVID. So if you had COVID last year and you think you've got a natural immunity to it, the risk that you get reinfected with COVID-19 is very high. And so just like the flu, cyclically, you get the flu every year, this is this year's new COVID-19. And so we want to make sure that people are going out, and if you had COVID-19 last year and you get the vaccine, there are studies that have shown that it improves your immune system by about tenfold. And so, going and getting the shots, getting Pfizer, Moderna, or Johnson & Johnson will help your immune system from this new variant.
Is the general public, I think, this is just an observation, and I'll let you chime in on this. Is there just a general sense of COVID fatigue? Like, oh, we're through it. The pandemic is now in the tail end. We're going back to the movies. We're going to the beach. We're going to the town Toyota Center, and now it's this. Now it's the Delta. Oh man, are you sensing that in your job?
Absolutely. And conversations that I have with friends or family. And even my colleagues in the workplace, as this Delta variant is coming, it's just another burden to add on to people. And so it's been really challenging. We've been working with different areas, different groups in the area to promote behavioral health in this time. And so, Chelan-Douglas Health District, as well as other providers in the area, are experiencing a significant shortage of healthcare workers, and a lot of it has to do with that. They're exhausted. We're exhausted of having to kind of push through and man this, but we want to make sure that people can continue living their lives. We want to make sure that businesses can stay open. We're recommending that, if you're unvaccinated and, you're at risk, instead of going and sitting in a restaurant, order takeout. You can still live your life, you can still do those different things, but we have new tools now that allow us to protect ourselves. And so we're recommending that people do takeout more often, eat at home, that kind of stuff, especially while we're in this variant, if you're unvaccinated. And if you are vaccinated, if you're indoors, put the mask on. I know that it's annoying. I'm not super fond of it myself, but I do it because it really does blunt transmission. It stops spreading, aerosolizing the virus to other people. And so, and that's the main goal, is to stop transmission from one to another. So if I'm vaccinated and maybe I've got Delta variant and I'm asymptomatic, I don't want to be in a place where I'm spreading it to people in the grocery store or other areas, because I just don't know. And so we're really recommending that people, again, mask up indoors. And also, if they need to get testing and that kind of stuff, they can get testing from a local provider, and or Lifeline in East Wenatchee, out of their offices in East Wenatchee, provide testing as well. If you're wanting to get the vaccine, you can contact your local provider. And Columbia Valley Community Health, Confluence, Cascade Medical, Lake Chelan Hospital, all have vaccine available. Family Health Centers also has vaccine available. We are still doing mobile clinics. We're setting up, we're advertising that on Chelan-Douglas Health District's website, cdhd.wa.gov. And you can find a vaccine near you. And so we just really want to make sure that we're still getting people tested, we're still getting people vaccinated, and we're increasing our diligence moving forward.
A couple more questions, and then we'll cut you loose, Luke. I know you're a busy guy. In a little over a month, there's going to be 20,000 some odd kids going back to school in various school districts within your purvey, the Chelan and Douglas County areas. What's your gut telling you about full back to school, full maskless, and we're just like it was pre-COVID days? What's your gut tell you on that?
I don't think we're going to be there. And the reason is that I'm looking at news from Indonesia, I'm looking at news from Sub-Saharan Africa. You know, my background's in global health. I still talk to my colleagues all over the world, and what they're experiencing without vaccine is an extreme experience of this pandemic. I've lost a colleague already this year to COVID-19, and I've had several colleagues in Sub-Saharan Africa lose family members and close friends. And one of the things that we're seeing out of Indonesia specifically is that they're seeing a large spike in deaths in children under 5. And so our concern is that we want to make sure that we are preventing the possibility of that. We are encouraging professionals in the education system as well as in the healthcare system to get vaccinated. And mask wearing does work. We saw it last year. We didn't have any flu cases last year. We had a very limited amount of flu. And flu is transmitted the same way that COVID-19 is. And a large part of that was because of our social distancing, because of our masking. And so we want to continue that into the fall, specifically with this Delta variant. We're watching what's happening in Missouri and Arkansas, areas that have lower vaccination rates. And, you know, they're back to where we were in December in terms of their hospitalizations and their cases. And we don't want to go back there.
Your Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Malcolm Butler, who I think did yeoman's work throughout the course of his work as the Chief Medical Officer of the Chelan-Douglas Health District, leaving your organization at the end of August. As my last question, Luke, where are you on finding a new medical officer for your district?
We're finalizing conversations right now with an interim health officer. One of our neighboring counties, we're having those conversations, and once that's finalized, I'll be able to share more. So we're going to have coverage with an experienced health officer who's going to be coming in. Dr. Butler's done an incredible job working with us. You know, the plan was always to have him step in temporarily through this process, and we're extremely grateful for the amount of time and energy and sacrifice that he's made to help our community and help us get the word out. And so, you know, as we're looking to the future, we're wanting to make sure that we've got the right health officer for our area that knows rural health, knows the Chelan-Douglas Health District in North Central Washington. And so we're really hoping to make sure that that's somebody local who's going to be able to help us make the best decisions locally for ourselves.
Luke, I'm going to give you the final word to the people of North Central Washington as we're dealing with the Delta variant and seeing the numbers move in a direction we don't want them to move. That's your camera right there. I'll let you have the final word, Luke.
Chelan-Douglas Health District encourages everybody to mask up indoors. We've seen, yesterday we saw the same amount of cases that we saw a week ago or 2 weeks ago. We're seeing a massive increase. If you do have symptoms of COVID-19 and you need to go to the hospital, please call Confluence's triage center before going so they can give you directions on where to go. Please don't just show up. We're also recommending that people continue to get vaccinated at local pharmacies, local providers moving forward, as well as getting tested with Lifeline in East Wenatchee or again at local providers. The Delta variant is a new strain. This is something that we haven't seen in our area before, and it acts differently than the original COVID-19. So we're encouraging everybody, recommending that you mask indoors. being able to be outside is still safe. Still live your life, still go out and do things. But if you're unvaccinated, we recommend that you order takeout from restaurants, that you do different things outside with friends and that kind of stuff. And if you're inside, please mask up and protect yourselves and protect others around you. Thank you.
Thank you, Luke, and I appreciate you taking time out from an extremely busy day to bring some very important information to the people of North Central Washington. I appreciate you taking some time out for us.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yep. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back. Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around North Central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special.
Hi, this is Kelly, owner of the Original Children's Shop in downtown Wenatchee. We strive to bring you the most quality, fashionable, and fun clothing for your little ones, along with gifts, toys, and accessories. I look forward to meeting you soon at the Original Children's Shop.
Tipsy Canyon Winery has become the place to go for fine wine and unbelievable views of the Chelan Valley. And now there's even more to enjoy. A new bandstand hosts live music every Thursday night during the spring and summer. The oversized fire pit's a favorite gathering place in the fall and winter. Tipsy Canyon has become a year-round destination for wine lovers. And while things have changed, what remains the same is that at-home feel provided by Mark, Tammy, and Lexi Garland. Stay for the moment that becomes the memory at Tipsy Canyon.
I'm John Davis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
All right, we haven't left that 72-degree mark since we began this program just about an hour ago, but we will be by the time this day is over and by the time this weekend is over, because we have a heat advisory. Anytime we have a long stretch of well above normal temperatures, the National Weather Service spits one of these out, and by golly, they have spit one out. We have a heat advisory. It begins at 11 o'clock this morning, goes until 8 o'clock on Saturday, because it is going to be hot. Hot temperatures through Saturday. Triple digits are going to be prevalent for the Wenatchee Valley. Certainly, almost everybody within our viewing area is going to be well into the 90s anyway. It's going to be dry, a little breeze in the afternoon, occasional haze and smoke up in the Chelan area, the Waterville Plateau, and of course, prevalent haze and smoke in the Omak-Okanagan Valley, and really bad in the Methow Valley because of all the fires that they have out there. So heat advisory is almost ready to get going. It goes until 8 o'clock on Saturday. If you don't have air conditioning, here we go again. But it's not going to be nearly as hot as it was a month ago when we had that coke oven we were living in. Right around 100 today, 101, maybe even 102. It's possible. The real story there is look at the overnight lows. 74 is all we're going to get down to tonight. It's going to be even milder still on Friday night. 107, 106, not out of the realm of possibility. Either one of those would be pretty close to record high temperatures, and we have set a lot of records this summer, and it's going to happen again on Friday, possibly again on Saturday. Things change up a little bit now on Sunday. You'll notice starting Saturday night, if you're awake Saturday night and goofing off, the clouds will be thickening up and rolling in. By Sunday, we're going to have a lot of cloud cover. It's going to be muggy. We're going to have some fairly high relative humidity. Could even see some rain, an isolated thunderstorm. Can't be ruled out on Sunday afternoon, but still very mild for the overnight lows. Partly cloudy on Monday. Highs back down into the lower 90s, and then right back up to 94 and 94. By the way, all of those temperatures are either above normal or well above normal. A phrase we have said many times this summer, and we still got a lot of summer to go. That's it for us. Have a good and safe Thursday. We will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.